The Demons are chasing their third night premiership in 4 years, and they'll be led by star Gary Lyon, big man Jim Steins and playmaker Stephen Newport. Essendon's inspiration comes from their leader Tim Watson, their big men Simon Madden and Paul Salmon, Old Faithful Terry Danaher and Michael Long. The battle lines are drawn, the prize a place in the grand final. And a very good evening and welcome to VFL Park for this first semi-final of the Foster's Cup. It's the Demons against the Bombers, Melbourne against Essendon. They've both had a great tradition in night football, and as I said in the opener, Melbourne going for their third premiership in 4 years if they can get over the Bombers tonight, and then either Carlton or North in about 10 days' time. Let's see how they got there. And Melbourne have got to the semi-finals, a bye in the first round as the defending champions, and then a comfortable victory over Footscray by 29 points. Essendon, gee, it's been close, 3 points against West Coast, and then in extra time against Fitzroy. They trailed all night. Salmon kicked a goal on the siren, and they won by 6 points. The winner tonight gets $20,000 and then gets a crack at either North Melbourne or Carlton in the grand final. For the loser, it's $10,000. They have to wait then until March the 31st and the opening of the day home and away series, I should say. Melbourne out on the field along with Essendon, the captains and coaches for tonight. It's John Northey for Melbourne, Gary Lyon for tonight, Greg Healy, of course, still out. And for the Bombers, it's Kevin Sheedy, the coach, and Tim Watson, the captain. And it's a very good evening to Don Scott and Peter McKenna.
Oh, Don, the Melbourne side, of course, the night specialist and a great record in recent years against Essendon.
And, Peter, they were very impressive last time out, and you can't discount Essendon because they really didn't give up in either game, and it was a fantastic effort last time.
Well, they're a pretty experienced side. There's the likely team lineups. We must stress that because they often change when they get out there. From the back line, a very strong Melbourne back line, White, Lovell and Road, and Salmon will be a problem up there with his height.
And the half-forward line, Terry Danaher, who was shifted to the back line last week. Cransburg started, Manning, Lovett, Durs, McGrinter.
Well, often the game's won across the centre. Two pretty good centre lines. Stephen Stretch, a brilliant player. And, of course, that Essendon centre line, Spawn, Anderson, two South Australians. Of course, Michael Long, with his brilliance, will be a thorn in the side of Melbourne.
And the half-forward line, Spencer was moved there through the game, but Spalding starting here at centre half-forward. We think Wilson, Ops, Renvold, and that's an interesting move. He started his football there. Walsh, who struggled last time, and Hamilton.
Well, Melbourne have often had problems up forward. Trevor Spencer, he might liven things up. He's a tough customer playing against his old side. Anthony Danaher, one of the best fullbacks in the game, and Gary O'Donnell, one of the fittest players, and young Flood, good to see him there in the side.
Well, both teams operate with two ruckman, Steins and O'Dwyer, Madden and Salmon. Newport and Clark playing against his old club, and that'll be a good battle against Anthropus.
A likely interchange. Well, this could change, of course. Good to see Steve O'Dwyer there, Howard, Yates and Jackson.
And Fox, Werner, Philandia and Burns for the Bombers.
Don Scott and Peter McKenna. After the break, it'll be Michael Roberts telling us about the weather conditions and the condition of VFL Park.
With the players out on the ground, you can smell the liniment, and a tremendous night for football tonight. The current temperature at the moment is 17 degrees. The expected overnight low is 10. The relative humidity is 58%. The wind fluctuating between 5 and 10 kilometres from the top right to the bottom left of screen, but no real goal advantage for either team. The ground is firm and the forecast reads fine and clear.
Michael Roberts will be joined by Ian Robertson on the boundary and in the dressing rooms. Great atmosphere here, as Michael said. Two teams, two clubs with excellent following.
Timmy! Grenville loose in the Essendon back line.
Gary!
Now he's gone across to pick up Beveridge, with O'Donnell being the loose man.
You right, Dennis? Umpires marked. Peter Carey holds the ball aloft. All set. First semi-final, Steins and Madden. And it was a poor bounce, gave neither of them a chance. And it will be a ball up. Simon Eishold, who played very well against Footscray in that opening match. Again, Madden and Steins. Steins wins it. Anderson with a quick handball. Wilson. White. Crashes into Cransberg. And again a ball up.
Dersmar's got the job on Salmon at full back for Melbourne.
Both these sides have had some memorable clashes in the past few years, and I think we're in for a great game tonight. Here's Watson. Lovely hand pass out wide to Hamilton. Hamilton to centre wing. It's all Melbourne. This is Brian Wilson to Eichel. He goes short looking for Lyon, but the ball beats that player over the line. Gary Lyon, of course, last year I should say, with groin trouble. There's the Essendon bench, very young looking bench. David Flood, the man nearest us. Madden against Steins, comes to ground. Oh, there's a free kick. That was Lovell, should have received a free kick. That's Walsh with a hand pass to Anderson, further afield to Madden. He's dispossessed. Players crashing after. There's a high tackle. Looks like it's Stephen Clark about to take this one, the former Bomber himself, as he kicks it long right up towards the full forward area. Oh, good mark. Streaked by Paul Hamilton.
Be a good battle between these two players. Hamilton, a very dour defender, and Lyon, a brilliant forward.
Hamilton's drop punt. Danaher almost.
Oh, he hurt himself.
So Terry Danaher in some trouble as Rhodes kicked towards full forward. Walsh tried to knock it away. Hamilton tried to barge through. Quick left foot by the other Danaher. Only as far as Wilson. Mark to Spencer. Now Terry Danaher hasn't moved after he almost took that spectacular mark. So let's hope the veteran's all right. Spencer short to Wilson. He's going to have to go back.
And they really do hurt. Poor Terry Danaher, I can appreciate how he feels, because when you bounce on the ground on your tail, watch him up high.
He played on you, he played on inside of play.
You can see there he just has not moved.
He really did come down hard. The veteran Bomber. Let's hope he's not too seriously hurt. Now Spencer has gone short. He's still got to go back and kick over the mark. Lovett had taken the mark. So you can hear the umpire said that he'd blown time on. It's Terry Danaher. Now he's going short again. Don't tell me they're going to get away with it. No. The short one has gone straight to Alan Izard in the back pocket, who accepted that gratefully. So third time unlucky on that occasion. Izard towards the half-back line. Over the back of Steins. Two bites of the cherry. Couldn't take it. There's the brilliant long. Taking the ball away from Melbourne is Steins. A quick kick towards the half-forward line. Watson trying to get it out of that danger zone. Gary O'Donnell, a further hand pass. This is Cransberg. Loses it, and it allows Lovett to come in with a quick hand pass. That was a poor one. Straight to Watson again. Watson with experience goes to the line with a quick hand pass.
And David Flood has come on, and he is replacing the injured Terry Danaher, has obviously gone off for treatment.
Melbourne playing David Flintoff on Tony Antrobus. Madden and Spalding. Grenvold tried to crash through one tackle. And then a quick kick round the boundary line. Love it in the front spot. This is Burns, newcomer for 18-year-old for the Bombers. Anderson scooped it up. Manning. White's got him. Anderson. Left foot. Stretch missed it. So did Grinter, so did Antrobus. Grinter throws it away, and he'll get a free kick. Well, you either love him or hate him, and the Demons fans love him as he comes out to Luke Beveridge. Beveridge with space. Straight to Madden. And the big fellow couldn't take it, and it'll be a ball up. So Terry Danaher off, Don. You think that'll unsettle the Bombers?
Oh, it will, because Terry Danaher, well, just the way he went for that mark there, he was a little underdone last time. Terry Danaher didn't play well, but showed a little bit of life the way he went for that mark, as unfortunately he came down the way he did.
A lot of pressure out there at the moment, a lot of fumbling and poor disposal. It's at half forward for Melbourne. That was Izard out towards the boundary line at half back, and he puts it over before Stephen Stretch can get to it.
Interesting, some of these Essendon players, Peter, have played 3 games in the space of a week, maybe a quarter. But Hamilton, Werner, Fox, Walsh and Philandia all played in their practice game at Sunshine on the weekend.
Izard in after it. Manning, who has a kick straight out of his hands, is at half forward. It's a strong tackle, and the umpire said holding the ball against O'Donnell. It's good tackle there by Wilson. Now the leader's on. Wilson doesn't like to kick the ball quickly. He likes to look around.
Send this high, Peter, because all the leads have been covered now. He's just too slow with the ball.
Well, he's kicked it long to the pocket. Spalding has the good position. Couldn't take the mark. This is Eichhold. Good hand pass to Lyon. Lyon on the left foot straightens up and slams it through for a goal.
The Demons go forward. Lyon scored the first goal of the game. Towards centre half forward, Watson. Lyon over the top of him. And Jimmy caught for the second time tonight, and it'll be a ball up. So good start for Melbourne. Lyon kicked 3-5 against Footscray. It was a good touch that night. Spalding took off early against Madden. Quick kick by Grenvold, smothered by Wilson, who's in form. Off the ground of the pocket. Danaher and Spencer, former teammates. Falls over Danaher. Picked up quickly by Lovell. Steadies. Drop punt. Looks all right. Hit the post.
It's good to see Andy Lovell figuring it early in play. He had a wretched season last year. He lost a lot of weight. He was carrying injuries after a very promising debut the year before. The former Tasmanian looks like he's back in form.
Well, he had a chronic hamstring injury, and they are shockers if you can't get rid of them. There's Eichhold trying to get in there. Anderson. Further afield it comes to Clansburg. Then on to Burns. Burns has gone short. He's looking for Madden. Dersma was hot on his hammer. And the umpire's found a free kick. At half-back it'll go Melbourne's way again. So good play by Jamie Dersma to put a lot of pressure on Simon Madden. Very underrated player, Dersma.
Too close, mate.
Towards half-foot. He's looking for Lyon. Lyon took front position. Here's a chance for Wilson. Plays on with a quick hand pass. Over to Spalding. Spalding sets sail for home. What's he done with it? He's put it through for a goal.
Well, it's good to see the players go across to Brian Wilson as we see the score there, 2-1-13. The Demons, Essendon yet to score. That was a really quick handball. That's what Brian Wilson's got to do on all occasions when he gets a ball. That is a good handball. And Earl Spalding more or less running into an open goal. Good play, the Demons. They're starting well again, as they did against Footscray.
13-0. Melbourne 2-1. As Salmon gets himself set to go and get Steins. And Steins wins it clearly to Spalding. Good tackle, though, by Manning. Salmon tries to crash his way through. Concedes about 5 metres, and it'll be another ball up. So Melbourne have started well. Salmon, the man who kicked the goal to give us extra time last Wednesday night. Steins again. He started well over the top. Walsh, who took a very heavy knock last Wednesday. Stretch. This is what he loves to do, to run with space, and he can kick a footy. Oh, should have let it go.
Oh, that was bad play by that Melbourne player, Don.
Well, I thought it was good play by Spalding getting away from Walsh there. I think he's injured himself. It was a good kick by Stretch as well. Just a pity it didn't come off.
Should have shepherded it through, shouldn't he? There's the kick out to the half-back line. Here's Stephen Clark with his great pace. He's gone for the hand pass, a further hand pass over to Beveridge. Beveridge straightens up. Is this another one? I don't think so. Just offline and through for one behind. But Melbourne looking good, Don.
I'm just looking at Earl Spalding. He's still not too good behind play there. He's hobbling after crashing into that goal post.
Well, I suppose he wasn't sure what to do. Oh, here's a chance for Clark again. He straightens up, he kicks a goal. Missed again. So they are just dominating proceedings at the moment, Melbourne. Terry Danaher, we saw go down a moment ago. What's the report, Ian Robertson?
It's very dazed Terry Danaher, taken straight up to the rooms. They're not quite certain what's wrong with him, but certainly they are very concerned, the medical staff, over Terry.
Great kick by Anthony Danaher to the centre. Thanks for that, Ian Robertson. Thumped on by Lovett. Clark over the back of Izard. Former Essendon player to Stretch. Drop punt. It's a good kick. Goal.
Well, we do know that Essendon are slow starters, but oh boy, what an advantage this is to Melbourne. 22 points to nothing at the moment, and a kick out of the centre to Jim Steins. Kevin Sheedy won't be too happy with that. And look at that kick right out to the half-forward line. Spencer sets himself. Punched down to the ground. Taken away by Plain. He's gone short. It comes off to Michael Long. They're finding it hard to get it to their forward line. Essendon. It's at centre wing. That's Werner. Further afield to David Flood. Flood wide to Kransberg. Dersmer is first there to try and bring it back, but he'd be quite happy to see it go over the line. But Melbourne just running right over the top of Essendon at the moment.
Interesting enough, the last time these two teams came out, Melbourne started in a similar fashion, finished up with 28 points at the end of the first quarter, and Essendon didn't score in their first quarter.
Antrobus, left foot round his body to centre half forward, hoping. But it set up pretty well for Flintoff, who stood his ground but kicked it only as far as O'Donnell, who's off. Wilson ducks. Anthony Danaher. O'Donnell concedes ground and then kicks it high to the wing. Long took off at the back, but Wilson's got it. Lovell, quick left foot's got high skills, Lovell. And the Demons with Newport. Now he can go right to the square, go short. It might be all right for Beveridge, though. He's got a little bit of time. Caught, though, didn't do it well. And they'll get out of it, the Bombers, as Anderson streams out of defence.
Great tackling that was, as we see Anderson looking for Werner. Two South Australians combining. That should be a free kick to Kransberg for in the back, and the umpire said so. It's at centre wing. They badly need a goal. Here's Kransberg. Bring it towards centre foot. He's got a loose man in Antrobus. And great to see him out there, the angry ant, as he races in towards goal. It's gone straight to two. Not one Essendon player within 40 metres of goal. How easy was that for Melbourne?
And Stephen Stretch is going off. Looks like he's had a head injury, being replaced by Graham Yates.
This is Brett Lovett. Good skills as he kicks it back towards half-back. Antrobus is there again. Good ball by Antrobus. He's gone for the wide hand pass. He found his man in Werner. Werner looking further field for Antrobus. He doesn't look 100% fit to me. This is Sean White. A daisy cutting pass has found Luke Beveridge on centre wing.
So Stretch off for the Demons. It started very well. Yates comes on. Beveridge to the centre wing. Spalding in the front spot. Walsh. Still with Walsh. Advantage play to O'Donnell. One bounce through the centre. Drop punt to centre half forward. Madden in the front spot. Thumps it on cleverly. Manning couldn't take it. Now Burns, 18 years of age, to Flood. Will he kick a goal? It bounced straight, unfortunately, and it's through for a behind, but at least they're on the board. 3-4 to a point.
Well, we must remember that Essendon are notorious poor starters. Gave Fitzroy a big break and caught them. Now wide comes that kick from Eichel. It's almost a centre wing, Izard. A quick hand pass to Plain. Plain further afield to Manning. He's caught. He gets in a hand pass. They're under enormous pressure, these Essendon players. That was Plain and very desperate. This Melbourne side gone.
Bradley Plain then playing for the free kick. He should have been going for the ball. We see here Stephen Stretch now. Stephen Stretch copped that accidentally, and he's opened up the top of his head.
The umpire's paid a free kick to Bradley Plain here for deliberate.
Against Stephen Clark. So Plain, you can hear the call of play on. Poor kick to the goal square. Lucky it came off. It was going to be an awkward one. But fortunately for the Bombers, Adrian Burns was in the right spot. He's had a couple of touches.
And been very impressive.
Was in a car crash about 9 days ago. Was going to make his debut last week. Drop punt goal.
The first big football story of the year, and 7 Nightly News was there first. It was Rob Asprey who broke the news about the Bears' future. Last season, he was first to uncover St Kilda's plans to dump Darryl Baldock. First with the controversial changes to player rules, and first to reveal the true extent of the Eagles' financial crisis. Rob Asprey, football's best investigative journalist, only on 7 Nightly News at 6.
Melbourne lead the Bombers by 15 points, and they say they badly needed a goal is an understatement. There's Sean White, or was it Peter Road? was Peter Road. In fact, bring it towards half forward. Gary O'Donnell, a quick kick. The centre wing. Down to the ground. There's Antrobus in after it again now. Was he tripped? Umpire said no, play on. He's a little goer. Tony Antrobus. Bradley Plain. Hand pass over the top. And look at the tackling. Good tackling by the Demons. Eventually the ball is forced by David Flood over the line at half forward for the Bombers.
Michael Roberts is on the boundary line. What's the situation with Stephen Stretch? He doesn't look too good, Michael.
He's not very well at all, Bruce, and it's a correction to Don Scott. He's bleeding profusely from the nose, and they suspect a broken nose, not a cut head.
So shocking luck there for Stephen Stretch and also for Melbourne. It started very well with a goal, and the earlier news is that Terry Danaher is also off the field going for a mark. So another throw in with Steins and Salmon. Salmon in the front spot. Manning's very quick kick. Comfortable for Wilson, who's been busy. Dersma. Good mark to Manning. And there's no doubt that the Bombers have steadied as Izard from half forward.
Great pace by Alan Izard now. It's a free kick for some poor shepherding on Stephen Clark. I think it was against Paul Salmon behind the play. And they can't afford that at the moment, the Bombers. Clark has looked quite impressive in this first quarter against his old side. Steins, a magnificent year last year for Melbourne. Now he's gone short. That was dangerous because the man he was looking for, and it was Stephen Newport, was covered by Tim Watson, who forced the ball over the line. Half forward for Melbourne.
Interesting, I think that Newport is being picked up by Watson tonight. Usually it's Newport that's got the job.
3-4-22 Melbourne, Essendon 1-1-7. It's still on that half-forward area. Good play by Lovell to get a quick kick further afield. Comes to ground. This is Walsh looking for Watson. All Packer players went in there very, very hard, and eventually the ball is forced over the line. Still at that half-forward area. There's Terry Danaher on the bench, which is a good sign. And let's hope he can come back onto the field.
Salmon in the front spot, line over the back, Grenvold, and against Aishold. Didn't look to be a lot in it, but obviously a little high. Grenvold, formerly of Glenelg. Drop punt to the centre. Good mark in the front spot by Road.
An excellent mark, Peter Road.
Formerly of Carlton. Played well last week against Footscray. Drop punt to full forward. Wants Spencer, but in the front spot, Watson. Finds some space. Bounce. 2. To Long. Missed it. Tries to get rid of it. Grenvold. Caught. Lucky to get away with it, Grenvold, and it'll be a ball up.
Well, I think that hurt Tim Watson. He is behind the play. He is in a bit of trouble. There he is. He was hit very, very hard by Sean White, who ran straight at him. I think it was hip and shoulder, but he certainly hurt him.
Salmon with the knockaway to White. Spencer having a run on the ball. Anderson takes it. Drop punt to centre half forward. Madden bodied out by Dersma. Chance for Grenvold. Left foot high. Will it make it? Steins will get it. Playing over the top. Great kick. Goal.
Well, might be a costly mistake. They're creeping back into it, as Bruce said a moment ago. They've certainly lifted their tempo. It's amazing how they can't start in that first 5 to 6 minutes. Oh, that could have been a free kick to Aishold, a high tackle. It's tapped on by Hamilton to Watson, who seems to have recovered from that heavy knock. Sean White is the flyer. Players going in very, very hard tonight. And really playing this game for keeps. There's Werner. Also Lovett. The umpire's found a free kick, holding the man without the ball, and it looks like it's going to Sean White. Now, play on, the umpire's called very quickly. Out wide, the kick goes to Wilson. Wilson loves to play on. Now, see, a dummy hand pass. He does it every time. Telegraphs it too. That's Aishold. Quick kick. Comes off the side of the boot, straight to Beveridge. Luke Beveridge looking for someone to give it to. Now elects to kick long. It's all Essendon. A nice mark taken there by Greg Anderson at half-back.
David Flood off. Kieran Spawn coming on for his first run for Essendon.
Greg Anderson playing on Andrew Obbs. 2 former Port Adelaide players. Up to half-back. Steins. He made an error earlier on, cost them a goal, but he has started very well to fall forward. Over the back, sits for Izzard. He'll go to Manning. Now he's got Long running with him and Watson behind him. So they've got the numbers. He should go to Long. No, goes short. Just as good. Finds Madden. Drop punt, gets on with it quickly. And Cransberg's got it. So all of a sudden, the Bombers are running and things are happening. So the draft choice from East Perth from 45 metres. It was 3-4 to no score. And the Bombers have kicked the last 2 goals, and will they make it 3? Drop punt. Missed it. 2-2 to 3-4.
I like the shape of this fellow. He certainly does put himself in, although not spectacular. Really does work hard and tries very hard at the centre-half forward position and does run around.
And like a lot of left-footers, he hooked that one across his body. Now, is that a mark? And the umpire's paying it as the kick comes up to half-forward. Mark is dropped there by Brett Lovett, not like him. It's tapped further afield. This is Grenvold. Beveridge at the base of the pack. And can't get away with it, but well, Essendon have fought their way back into this very, very well. They're on 2-2-14. Melbourne, 3 goals for 22.
Madden and Steins. Beveridge tried to barge his way through Burns' tackle. And again a ball up. Luke Beveridge, 19 years of age. And the boy that put the tackle on him's 18. Madden with the tap. Yates, who replaced Stretch. Over the top, Manning. Salmon. Watson and Wilson. Watson. Short. Long.
Playing much better already, Tim Watson.
Quick handball. Ken Watson goal, the captain. Drop punt. Missed it. And they've had their chances. 2-3 to 3-4.
They've been doing all the attacking in the past 5 minutes. Margin now 7 points. Jamie Dersma about to bring the ball back into play. Now he's kicking out to the members' side of the ground to the half-back line. The ball hits the deck. Oh, a bit of tunnel ball tactics. Beveridge was grabbed when he didn't have it. Umpire calls play on. This is Werner. Werner a hurry kick. Danger here for Melbourne as the ball hits the deck and it's punched out of bounds by Lovett. How will the umpire see that? He's calling a throw-in.
The crowd didn't see it that way.
Kevin Sheedy would be quite happy with their last 5 minutes. He'd be certainly worried in the first 10. 3-4-22. Melbourne, Essendon on 2-3-15.
Dersma under pressure. Burns, and it'll be a throw-in. 7 points the difference. And deep in attack, the Bombers. Steins just letting them know where they should be. Madden against him. Steins wins it clearly. Flintoff. Antropos over the top. Flintoff still. And Burns has got him in another ball in. Tackling has been very good from Burns. Number 40 on your screen, playing his first match tonight for Essendon. And a goal here will be really handy. Grinder over the top. Madden only as far as Beveridge to centre half back. Lovell misses it. Watson paddles it to Anderson. Now Anderson's a long kick. High drop punt to the square. Madden in the front spot. White misses it. Was it touched? No.
Well, amazing the way Essendon start so slowly and then get themselves back into it. Now, here's Stephen Clark with that, showing that great pace that he possesses. He bumped as he kicked it. Umpire sensibly lets that go. Nothing in that at all. The kick towards half forward over the line. A very impressive effort this by Stephen Clark. And he's certainly possessed with that brilliant turn of speed.
Let's hope he can recapture the form that he had before he broke his jaw a couple of years ago, Peter, because I think that jaw break really did set him back.
No doubt about that, Don. Here's a chance for Melbourne through Newport. Towards half forward. The pressure now on the Bomber defence, getting close towards quarter time. And the umpire will come in and bounce it. A good effort this by the Bombers to come back. get themselves back in the game. The two umpires tonight are Dennis Rich and Peter Carey. This is Peter Carey about to bounce it at half forward for the Demons.
Spencer took off early and concedes a free kick to Salmon. So maybe Melbourne's lost their chance to kick another goal before quarter time. Salmon short, gets away with it to Danaher. Anthony Danaher, brother Terry, on the interchange bench after hurting himself going for a mark in the first 5 minutes. Up to the centre. And Steins again in the front spot.
Good mark.
It's been a tower of strength, the big man. Drop punt to centre half forward. Spalding was on a lead. Walsh, Hamilton, Salmon. Very quick kick to Cransberg. High kick to centre half forward. The Bombers mount one last attack, but Steins takes the mark. And the siren will beat them for quarter time. He goes to White. White towards centre half forward. And there it blows, with Melbourne leading by just 1 point after an outstanding first term, 3-4 to 3-3. Welcome back to VFL Park. Lyons, Spalding and Stretch, the goal kickers for Melbourne, and Anderson, Plain and Burns for the Bombers. 1 point the difference at quarter time, and Don Scott, as Kevin Sheedy leaves the field after addressing his players. I don't believe what I'm seeing on your chalkboard.
Yes, they are little stick figures. They're not pygmies or little African natives. They are stick figures, and they represent Justin, Simon Madden and Paul Salmon. Now, there are 4 figures on the left. The one which I'm now circling represents the centre circle. Now, what they do, if the hand is on the left hip like that, Madden or Salmon, they usually hit the ball in that direction. If the hand is on the other hip, the right hand on the right hip, the ball is usually hit there. If both hands are on both hips, I'll better put another hand on a hip there. No, is that right? No, I'm sorry. That one there means that when the hand or the thumb goes into the top of the pan's clenched fist, the ball is hit straight down the centre. And I haven't quite worked out what that one does, but I've seen Salmon do it quite a bit. Now, on the boundary line, you can see there the hand on the left means that the ball is going to be directed that way. And when the hand is pointing like so on the boundary line, the ball's going to go that way. So interesting that the little signals that these ruckmen do have with their rovers.
Absolutely fascinating. Don, let's join Michael Roberts.
Well, John Northey, he was pretty keyed up. So were the players. He applauded the ferocious tackling, and also when they attack, they've got to get back and defend. And I noticed that Stephen Stretch will take the field again.
Well, Kevin Sheedy pretty keen on the last 20 minutes of that quarter, Michael. Disappointed that the tempo wasn't picked up early, but pretty happy with particularly the last half of the first quarter.
Well, I hope those Essendon ruckmen don't confuse their own teammates with all those signals in this quarter. The ball goes towards half forward for Melbourne. This is Wilson out towards the half forward line. Oh, some desperation there by Spencer. Now a chance for big Paul Salmon. Cleverly done by O'Donnell to Watson, and Watson plenty of time to give it back to O'Donnell. That is very good football out of defence. This is Izzard. Oh, brought the ground. A strong tackle by Steve Clark, and great play by Stephen Clark. He's got something to prove tonight as he went in after it again. Bradley Plain is there as players pounce on top of it. But that was excellent play by Stephen Clark. We noticed number 46 on the ground for Essendon, a young player, Peter Philandia, in case you see him in a moment, number 46.
Melbourne in attack. They kicked the first 3 goals of the game, and then Essendon replied with 3 of their own. Salmon unopposed. Lyon, who was quiet in the first term. Lovell. Deep in the pocket, still doesn't sit for him, and the Bombers swoop, and it'll be a ball up. So Melbourne inside the 50 metres. Andy Lovell, who started well today, he's had 3 kicks. Newport round his body to the goal square. Spencer couldn't quite. Will Beveridge. Grenvold's there with Hamilton. Hamilton short one to Anderson. Dangerous. Yates. Still Yates. Misses. Should have steadied. And it's out of bounds on the full. So wasted chance for the Demons.
Graham Yates.
Had a wretched year also with injury, Peter.
Yes.
Last year.
Started off at Melbourne in the back pocket. Played some many fine games on the wing, actually, as well for the Demons. This is Simon Eishold. Now he's kicking high, very, very high towards the forward line. Good attempt by Wilson to take a chest mark. Now who's that? Gary O'Donnell being tackled by Yates. It is Gary O'Donnell at the base of that
Players
pack.
tackling over the last few years is a real credit to him, and the way it has improved. That tackle by Yates then, I know it's par for the course, but it was a great tackle.
It's right in front of the Melbourne goal. Salmon taps it wide. That was a very good tap out. He was looking for Watson. He's got backup support there by Anderson. On his non-preferred foot, he brings it around the boundary line. This is Sean White. White heads for the safety of the line and puts it over.
Melbourne running both their big men. Kevin Sheedy looks on. Both Steins and O'Dwyer on the ground. Cransberg against Steins. Steins comfortably. Wilson, Plain, gets away from Eishold with pace and then takes a bounce. Madden, it's a good kick and he's off to the goal square. Antrobus couldn't take it. Flintoff was clever, but Antrobus with pace. And it'll be a ball in. Well, Tony Antrobus, there was a fitness query about him tonight, and he's run himself into the ground in the first quarter. It's going to be a matter now, Peter, whether he's got the fitness to hold up for 4 tough quarters.
That's right. He's a real little tough customer. Oh, good to see Stephen stretch back on the ground too. That is a good sign for the Demons. They need his brilliance. Watson looked in pretty good form tonight. Lovell is the tackler, but Watson cleverly gets it to Cransberg, who straightens up, kicks long. Oh, Madden, was that a push in the back? Umpire didn't think so. It's grabbed there by Beveridge, smothered off his boot. Cransberg in after it again. A wild hand pass. Crashing his way through for Essendon was Brad Fox. He's lost it. Taken away by Sean White. White has gone wide and he's found Trevor Spencer. Spencer has taken this mark on centre wing.
Spencer right on centre wing with O'Dwyer in the full forward position for Melbourne.
Goes to centre half forward. Salmon too big for Eishold. And the man who kicked 64 goals in 12 games in 1984 goes to the centre. Steins at the back. Beveridge ducks his head and it will be a ball up. Burns looking on.
I thought he did well the first quarter, Burns.
Yes, that's a surprise that he's off.
Kicked a goal and tackled very hard on a couple of occasions. Steins long over the top. Steins with a little kick away, but it didn't go very far. Eishold over the top of his Bomber opponent in Manning, and it'll be a ball up.
Howard about to come on for Melbourne.
Did all right when he came on against Footscray.
Umpires found a push out at that bounce, so it will come back. It's going the way of Melbourne, and Jim Steins is in pretty good form. He's only made one real mistake all night. Now, no one took the mark there, which was bad play by the Bombers. Steins to half forward. O'Dwyer is the flyer, but there was a push out, and it is going the way of Kevin Walsh. Walsh further afield to Izard. Izard to half back, and Anthony Danaher, a booming drop punt kick right over the centre towards half-forward, and that is a very good mark by Sean White. Held his ground, never took his eyes off it for one moment.
White from the centre square just chips a little one and finds Steins to Road, to centre half forward. O'Dwyer at the back. Danaher tried to take it. Izard, Clark with him. Now O'Donnell, very quick kick away. Steins, good handball to Spencer. Spencer to Hout, left foot to the goal square. Over the back, Izard with O'Dwyer, and again a ball in.
It's interesting the way the Melbourne are playing now with O'Dwyer down there. They're sending the high ball down, but Essendon are getting the numbers around O'Dwyer, not Melbourne. Melbourne have got to man up and get underneath O'Dwyer because the ball's definitely coming to ground when he's contesting.
Andy Lovell, we saw a moment ago on the bench. Let's hope he's not seriously hurt. This is Izard showing great pace. The defence might be his forte. And Bradley Plain's having a good night too. As he goes wide, puts it out in front. A chance here for Spawn. Oh, clever play by Spawn, but it's going to favour Flintoff. Over to Lovett. Graham Yates has a touch of the fumbles and puts the ball over the line. But again, don't know whether... I think Melbourne could do, Don, with just one more good key forward. You mightn't agree, seeing your mates up there, Steve O'Dwyer. Oh, gee, there's the youngster Philandia. He's lost it to Yates. Yates further afield to Wilson.
Oh,
a beautiful kick by Wilson. He's found his teammate out there in Clark. Clark, a beautifully directed kick, and that's a mark at half forward to Melbourne. There's no doubt this looks like it's Howard. It is. John Howard, he's a left foot kick. He'll have to kick this from over the 50-metre line, so the distance might be a doubt here.
Two good kicks by Wilson, and also Clark put the ball out in front into a space to allow the players to run to it.
John Howard from 55 metres lays into this drop punt, sets it up in front of goal, but the long arms of Paul Salmon are there. Take a very good mark in defence.
Salmon from full-back. Short. Makes Izard run. Clark on his hammer. Tries to break a tackle. Wilson. Good tackle by Plain. They're throwing themselves in.
Good umpiring too to let that go.
When you've got a fellow like Izard in the back pocket who is quite quick, a former rover, and can run out of back pocket, it really puts a lot of pressure on the resting rovers. Rovers or fellows going off the ball look for a rest. But when you've got a fellow like Izard, you've got to be on your mettle the whole time. No, you can't rest.
O'Donnell round his body. Cransberg on his wrong side and pays the penalty. So Grinter from centre wing. Pretty quiet tonight, Rodney, but he's done the job. Long torpedo punt to half forward. Front spot, Salmon. Spencer. And again, a number of players over the ball, and it'll be a ball in about 70 metres from the Demon goal. So 6 goals in the first quarter, but they're a bit tougher to get in the second term.
Yes, and Don mentioned the tackling, how it's improved in league football. I concur with those remarks. No one getting an easy kick tonight. That was Salmon getting it down to his opposite number 3 in Lyon. Kicked away by Anthony Danaher to centre wing. Oh, it's fisted away. It was good play by Gritter to put it over the line.
I just wonder, Earl Spaulding's not out on the ground. O'Dwyer came on as his replacement. I wonder if he's carrying an ankle injuries when he went into that goal post early in the first quarter.
Centre wing, this is Salmon. Will do a lot more ruck work this year, I would think. Wilson, that was good play. Further afield to Flintoff, and Flintoff's on the left foot has put the ball out of bounds on the fall. It's Izard to Plain. Plain is getting many touches tonight. He's gone towards the pocket though. That was a bad, poor kick. It was intended for Madden, but he's only succeeded in putting it over the line on the fall.
Looks as if he's playing in the centre, Plain. I remember him playing in the centre for a quarter up in against the Sydney Swans and did very well last year.
Love it to Wilson. Goes wide. Has White. Now he's got Newport. It sits, but they've lost that advantage. The Bombers have had time to man up. Now Wilson through the centre. Spencer. Unopposed. Now if he moves it quickly, he's got O'Dwyer one out, and that's the way he goes. Danaher getting back. Missed by Howard. Walsh. Left foot. A good one. To Manning. To Watson. Has time. To Salmon in the centre. Again wide. It's got Antrobus. Finds him.
Very lucky not 50 on that occasion.
Antrobus has got to go back over his mark. So the Bombers crisscrossing a lot tonight. Haven't been confident to go straight down the centre with Danaher off the ground. Short. Oh, misses it, Fox. Clark. Quick kick to the centre.
Here's a chance for David Flood. Oh, he's got 3 Melbourne players to beat, but Salmon comes in to lend a hand. A quick kick is hands in the hands of Wilson. Playing well, Brian Wilson. Over to Lovett. 10 possessions. That's to Wilson. This is Howard. Oh, well done to Lovett. Over to Flintoff. Flintoff wide. He's got a loose man out there. This is Stretch. Oh, he's got tons of room to run. Could have even run further. He kicks it to the square of the box. been taken there by Beveridge. Right in the goal square. But this will be a certain goal coming up to the Demons.
Well, it was bad luck then for Grenvold. He was looking for a body, and the body being Beveridge. But watch this, and it's Grenvold just edged out. He just missed Beveridge. He was going to block him with the flight of the ball coming down. Just missed him. Consequently, Beveridge took an easy mark.
A chance for the Demons to go 7 points in front. From directly in front, he pops it through for a goal.
The Demons by 7 points as O'Dwyer with a run on the ball against Madden and wins it. Manning nearly had his head taken off. Uses O'Donnell. Tries to get away from Howard. Doesn't really manage it. Newport takes a great mark under pressure.
Good player, Stephen Newport.
He's a much improved player, isn't he, Peter? He's a very improved player.
And has been given some big jobs in the past of stopping. He looks to be in a bit of pain there. But he's had a couple of very fine seasons. That's a poor kick. Straight to Watson. Watson playing in defence. Long kick to half forward. White, good disciplined play by White to punch it away. Fox is there for Essendon playing. Good tackle by White. This allows David Flood to hand past 15 metres backwards to Watson. Watson's trying to hook it around his body. He's looking for Salmon. Salmon in front. It's very hard to punch away from Salmon from behind.
Well, how else are you going to do it?
Well, I mean, he's getting over that height of 6'9".
If you get in front of him, he's got to come over the back, isn't he?
Oh, well, I think you've got more chance.
That was actually Dersma. You can't blame him on that occasion. He tried really hard. He set him up and just was not tall enough. That was a great mark also by Salmon.
Salmon, a very, very tall player. Normally a pretty good kick for goal, but he has to kick from the 50-metre line. It's a very high one. It's floating. It's close. I think it's through for a goal. It is.
Free kick with the Demons out of the centre, and it goes to O'Dwyer, and he tries to find line just to point the difference in this semi-final. And it has been a great first 1.5 quarters of football.
The last 2 games, Bruce, have really improved. The standard has really improved. The players are starting to get used to actually playing football, whereas the first couple of games are a little scrappy, which is understandable.
It was pretty early. Izard from Madden. Through the centre. O'Dwyer takes it easily.
Oh, done.
That's silly play by O'Dwyer.
It is.
Stupid play.
So Philandia takes the free kick after O'Dwyer gives up possession. It's got Kransberg leading. Goes to Salmon. Almost. Very quick kick away by the Demons, Eichel. And again a ball in. So Michael Roberts on the boundary line. Earl Spalding. Michael, what's his situation?
I don't know whether you can pick it up, Bruce, but he's been given an ultrasound machine to massage his right knee, so he's having some trouble just under the right cartilage.
Half forward for the Bombers. Chance for Grenvold to try and hook it back into play, but he can't do so. But Don was touched off the boot, actually. Don, you're the ruck coach there at Melbourne. Do you speak to the ruckman about that sort of thing?
He's been told. He's been told.
He's a fiery customer, isn't he?
Well, you can't afford to do that, and he's done it in the past, but you know, that could have been very... Well, it's still in attack, so it's not in Melbourne's advantage what he just did, Stephen O'Dwyer.
And there he's in there after it, trying to knock it out. A loose ball comes to Long. Now on to Antrobus. Antrobus off the side of the boot, but is still in the danger zone. Here's David Flood having a quick kick at goal, but only succeeds in putting it out of bounds. I don't think it was on the full. No, it wasn't. The boundary umpire will bring it in right next to the behind post. Essendon's forward zone.
Trailing by just 1 point. O'Dwyer and Salmon. O'Dwyer falls back on Salmon. Kransberg almost. Eichel only as far as Philandia. And he's hit the behind post. Philandia. Peter Philandia, who played in the reserves last year. Dersma quickly to Yates. Good kick. From the 50-metre line. He'll go to the centre. Almost Eichel. Flood. Tapped on by Spencer. Long. Plain tried to take it off him. Madden with a quick kick. Only as far as Grinter. Left foot to centre half forward. Hamilton. Misses it. Clark with pace. Has time to go wide to Wilson. Oh, it sits. He should go. He will go. Drop punt. Misses. Oh, unbelievable.
deserved the goal.
Well, he did it all right. It sat for him, but he missed, and the Demons are just 2 points in front.
Well, it was brilliant play by first Stephen Clark and then Wilson, and really did deserve to kick that one. Here's a chance for Lyon. It was punched away by O'Dwyer to get it to him. But heading back to the pocket to take the mark is Kevin Walsh. Very tall player, 193 centimetres. And playing a number of positions, Kevin Walsh. Oh, Manning, the flyer. But I think he put the hands on the shoulder.
Now, he wouldn't have been paid a free kick had he have taken that mark. Now, it's just not right. The umpires, there's one rule for a mark and one for not.
Well, Warwick Kappa took a couple like that a few years ago, and he was paid. Now, the marker's dropped at half-forward. There's a quick hand pass. It comes to Izzard. Izzard towards the half-back line. This is a good game of football now. It's really hotting up. Landia tackled high. Great play by the little man. Now he brings it wide. What beautiful play by a young player to Antrobus. Antrobus with a hand pass further afield. This is Manning kicking, coming in towards goal. Still a chance for the Bombers. Salmon cleverly back to Manning. Manning straightens up and he's missed. So that was an excellent exhibition of our game then by the Bombers. 4-5 plays 4-4. Melbourne still lead by a point.
Dersmar short to Road at half-back. He'll go over the top and find Beveridge. He's got Lovett running and Newport if he wants him. Handball was poor. Grenvold able to get back in front of Newport. Quick handball by Spencer to Aishow and a quick kick to half forward. Watson over the back of Howard. O'Donnell, good grab. Half volleyed it, then couldn't control the handball. And again a ball in.
Interesting watching little Flandia tonight. I watched him on Saturday in the reserves game out at Skinner Oval. He didn't look as if he was going to make it. Not very impressive. But tonight, with a lift in standard, he's really acquitting himself very well.
Spencer over the back. Wilson, long handball. Walsh and Howard. Now Izzard. Loves to run. Second bounce. Will he go a third? Or did he go too far? He did.
Travel.
He got a bit excited, I think, and well, he's setting the crowd alight actually with some of his dashes, Alan Izzard. He just got a little bit overexcited, then went for the extra little run. The short one is on towards half-4. He should have been kicking long. This is Salmon. Further field looking for Antrobus. It doesn't sit for him. Long, brilliant skills. Quick hand pass comes further field to half-4. That was Izzard down there to Watson. Watson trying to get around onto the left foot has gone short. This might come off to Kransberg. It does. Sean White late on the scene. And the mark has been taken by Kransberg. 35 metres out from goal directly in front.
That Melbourne player should not have gone short in the centre of the ground after that free kick.
Peter Kransberg has yet to score a goal. One of their draft choices from interstate onto the left foot. And as he missed to the right, now I'm sick of saying this, but it's amazing how many times left footers hook them from left to right. To see it time and time again.
Scores a level. What a first semi-final as Burns getting ready to come on. Stretch to Yates. Left foot. And it's a good one. Handball on quickly from Howard to Lyon. To O'Dwyer. Wilson. They've got him. Holding the ball. It was low in the end from Walsh.
See, that was tough.
My word, it was tough. Well done by Wilson to read what that ball off O'Dwyer's hands.
Walsh to half-back. White took off early. Flintoff. Yates. Left foot round his body. Howard and a ball in. John Howard, just 19, big strapping lad. Came on after sitting on the interchange bench early in the game, and there's Adrian Burns, the 18-year-old.
He did very well, Adrian Burns, in that first quarter too. Well, there's Salmon against O'Dwyer. That might be a free kick the way of Paul Salmon are all over him in that throw-in.
And Ricky Jackson warming up for Melbourne, as is Earl Spalding, so he's obviously recovered from that knee injury.
Definitely needs Spalding back.
Yes, that's a good decision by the umpire, because David Flintoff pushed the Essendon player off as he went for that mark. Tony Antrobus, the player in screen.
Well, Antrobus showing some fine form tonight. He's gone short, and it comes off to Fox. Brad Fox, another one of their interstate recruits, brings it to half forward. Dersman went for the punch, but he missed it. Oh, here's danger, because Hamilton gets it further afield to Philandia. Philandia setting sail for home. Oh, good play by Philandia. Now he has to go in and get it. He went for the hand pass. He's had a chance. Oh, was that a goal? No.
Gee, there was some good stuff there. That tackle by Stretch on Izzard. And the way that Dersma ran Philandia down, although he made the mistake. Gee, there was some terrific stuff there.
Some great football in this Foster's Cup night series. We see Lyon bring it around centre wing. He'll take the mark. Oh, Antrobus gets a free kick, but what a great attempt to mark.
6 kicks to Antrobus and 3 handballs, and the Bombers are in front by a point. First time tonight they've been in front. Hamilton at half forward. Just over a minute going in this first half. To centre half forward, Madden in the front spot. Lovett missed it. Dersma, quick kick away. Antrobus and Spencer. Clark on the half volley, very good. To Jackson. Jackson's handball, a good one. Flintoff with some space. Still Flintoff.
Oh, well done, Michael Long.
Took forever, Flintoff. Howard tried to barge his way through. Antrobus gives it first up to Watson. To Plain. As the Bombers stream forward, he's got Izzard, and he'll mark it. And he should go on the run. Drop punt. They're in front by 7 points. Oh, gee, it's good footy. And the Bombers have got the break before half-time.
Well, isn't it good to see a tackle rewarded? What a fantastic run by Michael Long on David Flintoff. It was just fantastic stuff. The ball rebounded, and it's finished off with a goal to Alan Izzard. Michael Long should take a bow.
And it looked like being a goal at the other end of the ground at one stage, and look what happened just through the effort of Michael Long as the bounce takes place. 7 points the margin. This is Manning, recruited from St Kilda, and he's proved a fine acquisition. Burns, tough customer, gets it to Anderson. Anderson to Madden, and Madden is marked 20 metres out, slight angle, and don't tell me the Bombers are going to kick another one just before half-time.
Peter, the beauty of kicking the ball long, although that went off the side of the boot, if the forwards are in front, and Madden was on that occasion, you always read the missed kick.
Well, there's the siren. Essendon lead by 7 points, a chance to make it 13, a very handy break at the half-time. If he can kick this, and he very rarely misses Madden. There it is. That's the goal up by saying, I think it's a goal. It is. And at half-time here at VFL Park, a very handy lead now to the Bombers. They lead 6-6-42 to Melbourne 4-5-29.
VFL Park. Essendon came steaming back in that second term like they did in the first. They lead 6-6-42 to Melbourne 4-5-29. And the Bombers had some great players in that second quarter, just like Melbourne did in the first 15 minutes. And there's a wonderful prize for the Foster's Cup Player of the Series.
The Foster's Cup Player of the Series will win a return trip to Fiji flying Qantas, with 7 nights accommodation at the magnificent Sheraton Fiji Resort. Travel arrangements courtesy of Elders IXL Travel.
That prize supplied by Foster's for the Player of the Series. We won't know that until grand final night. Well, Essendon really stirred the soul at the end of that second term with Izzard and Madden scoring goals. They've kicked 6 of the last 7 goals. Let's go down to their rooms with Ian Robertson. And I'd imagine, Robbo, it would be a pretty excited Essendon team right now.
Well, Bruce, to say that they're enthusiastic would be an understatement. They're very, very keen. Peter Power, the runner, said to me coming into the rooms, how about Michael Long's tackle? And I think they were inspired by that. Kevin Sheedy speaking to the players quietly, and all players are really keen. I think that that last 5 or 6 minutes is going to set the scene for a terrific second half, particularly by the Bombers.
Well, they lead by 13 points, 6-6 to 4-5. And after this break, we'll be back with Scott Palmer's punchlines.
Hi, I'm Tal Elvin. You get a lot more Foster's Cup action here on 7.
Welcome back to VFL Park. First semi-final in the Foster's Cup half-time. The Bombers lead by 13 points. Time now for Scott Palmer's punchlines. Scott Palmer from the Sunday Sun. And Scott, the Brisbane Bears have got a new owner, a new general manager, a new coach. Have they got a new captain yet?
Well, they're going to continue with change, I believe. Mark Micken's done a good job as captain, but I suspect Roger Merritt, the big bomber, ex-bomber, will be named captain of the Bears for this year, Bruce. He's got wonderful leadership qualities, and his form last year just put the icing on the cake.
What about the vice-captain there, Scott?
They've got two in mind. They've got Andrew Taylor, who captained the side last weekend, and also Scott McIver. They could be his deputies.
Well, talking of big fellas, what about the galloping gasometer, Mick Nolan? Don't tell me he's making a comeback.
He's been rolling around Carrara at the moment, apparently. He's going to be the big ruck coach up there, but the word is that Normie Dare wants him also as chairman of selectors. He'd be a big man at the table.
Well, we're talking big tonight. What about big checks and Warwick Capper? Has he finally been paid for last season?
He finally got the big cheque from 89 and he took it straight to the bank. He said, oh, this is lovely. Straight to the bank and paid off a mortgage with it.
How much was it, Scott?
Well, it was for 45, but after tax taken out, I believe it was a bit less than that, Bruce.
What about Richmond and Jeff Hogg? Has he come to terms with the club yet?
2 years he signed for today, and it put a lot of people to sort of end the speculation down there Punt Road. A lot were suggesting he'd go in the draft, but Hoggy's there for next 2 years. Good word for Richmond.
Well, speaking of the draft, what about David Cloak? Do you think he'll have a club in Australia that will want his services?
I spoke to the family today. He's had 25 clubs from all around Australia after him. 2 this week, one from Adelaide and one from Canberra came at him. They wanted to fly him in and fly him out to the games, but his 3 league clubs have approached him and he's keen to play 300 games of league football. And I suspect he's going to be one of the real top choices in the draft in next Thursday.
Scott, are you surprised at how many big names are in this internal draft?
It's a surprise to me because Derek Kickett has just been here for a while and the Cracker brothers, but when you think, Bruce, that his incentive payments are coming into the club, I suppose a lot of players can't cop it and they're going to just have to move on.
Plenty there tonight, Scotty. Keep punching.
Good on you, mate.
Scotty Palmer and his punchlines as we take a break from VFL Park in the semi-final of the Foster's Cup. And on Saturday night, it's the second semi-final between Carlton and North Melbourne. They'll play the winners of this game between Essendon and Melbourne for the final of the Foster's Cup. Should be a great match on Saturday night. Big crowd here in attendance has seen some wonderful football. Ian Robertson was in the rooms earlier with the Bombers. Michael Roberts not able to get into the Melbourne rooms. Let's join him now.
That's right, Bruce, but down on the boundary line, pretty close to the action, you can appreciate the pace of the game, and I can say I walked up the race with a few of the fellas and they were pretty tired and pretty frustrated. Graham Yates said there was no voice out there whatsoever and no support, especially in that last 15 minutes. I was standing next to the door at half-time and John Northey was really berating his players, screaming at them, demanding something out of this second half.
Yes, Michael, it's been one-way traffic a little. 6 of the last 7 goals for the Bombers, and they lead by 13 points. What's coming up on 7 Sports? Well, on Sunday at Sports World, right around Australia, 8:30 in Adelaide, 9 o'clock in the East. And some of our special guests on Sunday, Sunil Gavaskar, the all-time great run-getter from India, with Derek Underwood, Charlie Earp, the man behind Greg Norman, Dick Johnson talking touring cars, and Vic Rail, the man who trains Australia's most popular horse, Vo Rogue. All on Sports World on Sunday. Then it's the giants of sport. Back for the launch of an exciting new NBL season. It's the Kmart Australian Basketball Classic, the event where the country's top teams battle it out in their home state to earn the right to play in the grand final in Sydney later in the month. Check your local guides. Then on Sunday, it's from Symmons Plains, the Shell Ultra Australian Touring Car Championship. Check those times in the West 3 o'clock, Central 1:30, East at 2 o'clock. And following the car racing in Melbourne, the world's best skiers compete in Australia's top water skiing event, the Moomba Masters, on 7 Sport. We have a lot to look forward to. As we look at the match stats on the first half. And Melbourne and Essendon, nothing between them in kicks and handballs. Essendon has an advantage.
Yes, well, Essendon really showing great skill with that handball tonight. Look at the marking, that's pretty even despite the big men of Essendon. Free kicks pretty even, the tackles 17 to Melbourne. They are a good tackling side. And hit-outs, Don, you could comment on the hit-outs a little bit better than I can. How have you seen the ruck, Jules?
Yeah, it's been fairly even, really, and it's good to see the 4 big men going at it. But interesting, that shot of Paul Hamilton. The reason Paul Hamilton is sitting in the bench there is that he does suffer from asthma. and consequently he's got to get out in the air, and you know, I suppose it's claustrophobic for him in the dressing rooms at the moment. That's why he doesn't go into the half-time address in night games.
Let's look at some of the individual stats. Alan Izzard's been a busy player tonight with 7 kicks.
Well, he's really excited the crowd with those dashes out of defence. One time he ran too far, but he's a very exciting player, particularly now he's in the back pocket.
Brian Wilson's had an exciting night, 5 from 5. He was particularly damaging in the first quarter, but has continued on, although not as conspicuous in the second quarter.
Well, Paul Salmon with that great height, he's had 11 hit-outs, and I think this year you'll find he does a lot more of the ruck work, and they'll allow Simon Madden, seeing he's getting older, to get down to that forward line.
And Steins, now that's the value of Steins around the ground. 8 kicks, but you can see there, did all his work in the first quarter, went home in the second.
Well, Tony Antrobus, it's terrific to see him back in that Essendon side. They need him. They also need Darren Buick. He's out injured as well, but he gets into the packs and he gets the hard ball, and he's a tough little customer.
And finally, Stephen Clark, the ex-Bomber, worked very hard initially, but has dropped out just in the second quarter, and but he'd be anxious to continue on with that first quarter form.
There is Stephen Clark. So some of the stats there and the overall stats on the first half. And the scoreline 6-6 to 4-5. Goal scorers for Melbourne: Lyons, Spalding, Stretch and Beveridge, and a singles also for the Bombers: Salmon, Anderson, Plain, Izzard in the last minute and a half, Madden on the siren, and Adrian Burns.
The Melbourne dugout, it's going to contain Stephen O'Dwyer, Ops, and we can see there Terry Danaher going down, and that really did hurt, as we could see. But Melbourne have made changes. Eyeshide also on the boundary, as is Luke Beveridge. So John Northey has acted rather harshly.
That Danaher incident occurring in the first 5 minutes of the game seemed to unsettle Essendon, Peter, but they've been able to come right back.
They really did come back well, Essendon. They normally do. But also, Bruce, on the other hand, Melbourne, a lot of people, there's Danny Hughes, and they certainly need his vigour in the side, the fullback. But Melbourne always fight games out right to the finish too. I'm sure they'll come back in this quarter.
Well, it's been an exciting semi-final. It's had everything. And will the Demons launch an attack in this third term? Manning out of the centre for Essendon with a long one. Dersma should get a free kick, and he does. Madden into his back. So Dersma giving away some height. Goes short. Newport, who looked to injure himself in that second term, but not seriously, and he finds the boundary line. Jackson coming on, set on the interchange in the first quarter and a bit. There's Stephen Newport, one of the quiet men of football, but very, very effective. Steins over the back of Salmon, taken by Anderson, left foot. Kransberg takes a finger tipper. So Kransberg from the centre square as the Bombers go into attack.
Good mark by Kransberg, because he thought his teammate was going to take it. A good lead by Madden too. Now Madden has led well tonight, and he's kicked long up to full forward. Plain almost took the mark. Good play by Rowe. Get it to Lovett. Oh, here's danger because Kransberg's got it. A quick hand pass. Well played by Flood to grab it and snap a goal. I think he's just missed. And you can see the disappointment on his face. Interesting to... Sorry, Don, go on.
It's interesting to see Flood there. He is manning up Newport. It's usually the reverse. Newport's got a job, but tonight he's being paid the compliment of being tagged, and the man tagging is David Flood.
14 points the margin. The Bombers lead.
Grinter's kick only as far as Flood. Manning missed it. Then to Long. Long has a shot. Left foot, looks good. Getting back Dersma. He did the mopping up work. Steins had a similar chance in the first quarter. It was a bit tougher than that, and he takes this mark. And that really got the Bombers going in that first term. Antrobus on the mark. Steins, 8 kicks, 6 marks. Number of hit-outs. It's been a star for the Demons. Up to half-back, Salmon in the front spot. Newport. O'Donnell's got him. And again a ball up. Hard to get a kick.
Interesting down at full forward. They've put Gary Lyon at full forward and Earl Spalding in the pocket. And I think that's a much better forward set-up than having big... There he is. Gary Lyon with all his skill, better than having the big O'Dwyer down there. There's Yates. Left foot to centre wing. Oh, that was a good mark. Taken by Anthony Danaher. Over to Anderson. Anderson in all sorts of trouble. A hurry kick towards half forward. A mark is dropped there, or Lovell cops one in the centre of the back. Umpire calls play on. Hand pass comes to Anthony Danaher from Salmon. Towards half. Oh, Madden takes front position. That was good play. Fisted away from Dersma. Disciplined play. Sean White off the ground to half forward. A chance now for Melbourne as Howard goes in after it. Over the back is Salmon. Salmon to Watson was good play. Watson wide, and this man is on his own. Grenvold, no one near him for 30 metres. A lunge by Sean White, but he gets his kick in towards Madden. It hits the deck. This is Grinter at half back. Long kick, a beautiful kick out wide has found Ricky Jackson. Good play by Watson to hold him up.
My word, it was a good play by the captain.
Ricky Jackson. His play on is called by the umpire. Over to Lovell. Andy Lovell is on half forward flank. They could do with a quick goal here, Melbourne, to get themselves back into it. There's White. The line, I should say, flying line on the left foot. Hooks it back. Here's a chance. Will he take it? He will. This is Brian Wilson. A goal to the Demons.
Well, just as they did in the first and second terms, Melbourne scores the first goal. Will they go on with it? They're within 8 points of the Bombers in this semi-final. The prize, $20,000 and a crack at the grand final. Steins, flood in his back. Lovell against Steins. So it'll come back. So the free kick going against the big man. And it goes to Flood in the centre. Right down the middle. Wide in the front spot, and he takes the mark. Comes wide for stretch. Long does it magnificently. And then takes on his opponent. And will he kick a goal to finish it off? Goes short to Andrews. All his excitement plus.
How good was that?
He's got it all, hasn't he?
I don't know about got it all, but boy, he's got a turn of pace, hasn't he?
Now Andrews should finish it off. And he does. So the Bombers bounce back. 7-7 to 5-5. And Don, there's been a couple of passages of play tonight from Michael Long that have really stirred this team up.
I have been really impressed with his speed. I know he's had a lot of speed, but he just hasn't had the confidence to use it or when to use it when he first came in. But he's always had that ability to spot a player in a better position, and he did on that occasion. He could have had a shot for goal, but just steadied and spotted Anthropos. It was good stuff.
Well, he came from Darwin with a huge reputation, and I think he's going to be an even better player this year than last. And that's saying something. Graham Yates to full forward. Now, is that a free kick against Gary Lyon? I think it was for in the back. And a push out. You could hear the umpire saying it to Paul Hamilton. Playing at full back. He's gone short. Finds Danaher. That's Anthony Danaher. Over to Anderson. This is Greg Anderson, formerly of Port Adelaide. All-Australian player also. Here's Grinter. Clever hand pass. Finds Steins, who's been an outstanding player tonight. Over to Yates, who seems to have a ton of time to look what he's going to do, and then he elects to kick very, very high. Spalding against Walsh. Thump down. Over to Howard. The quick kick to the pocket. This is Lyon against Hamilton. Hamilton plays very, very closely. He's tackled by Lyon, and the ball spills over the line.
He's doing a good job, Paul Hamilton, because last outing, Gary Lyon, 3 goals, 5. But to his credit, he's not letting Paul Hamilton get away, Gary Lyon.
Anthony Danaher, now Kevin Walsh. Short one to Grenvold. Grenvold from half-back to the centre. Cransberg and White. Still with Cransberg. Manning. White.
Philandria off for Essendon. Werner going on, and it looks as if he's going up forward, Werner.
Grinder will pick him up, Don. So it's in the centre. And the Bombers are 14 points in front. Steins and Salmon. Salmon stood his ground. Burns. Yates, high one. Get a free kick from centre wing. Goes quickly to Jackson. Left foot. Newport, and well done by Flood.
That was well done then by David Flood, because I thought Newport had the drop on him. But just at the last moment, he managed to get a fist there. We see Greg Healy on screen, out injured. Still hasn't recovered from that injured thumb, or the thumb operation he had.
Essendon lead by 14 points, but it's in Melbourne's forward zone. It's punched on. A quick kick now. Was that Clark or Eichholt? I think it was Clark. The two lookalikes. There he is. Stephen Clark, former Bomber. He's shown a bit of form tonight. I think he'll be a valuable acquisition to Melbourne. He and Ricky Jackson with their pace will cause a few problems. There's Salmon. I don't know whether that was a free kick, but it's been paid to Spalding. Against Salmon, doesn't know what it's for.
Paul Hamilton dropped to his backside and rolled over. He couldn't believe it.
Have a look at this. This is certainly not a free kick.
Oh, no, I don't know,
No.
Peter. He edged out with the left hand.
That's hip and shoulder stuff. No free kick.
And Trevor Spencer going off for Melbourne and Luke Beveridge coming on. As Earl Spalding about to take his kick.
Well, Spalding's directly in front, and I think this is a bit of a gimme. But still, he's got it. You see them all over the field every minute. Here's the kick from Spalding. Oh, it's drifted across, but he might just know he's missed, and I think that's poetic justice.
Actually, he's not the most accurate kick for goal, Earl.
Well, he shouldn't have missed. Not from there. Trevor Spencer's had a disappointing night. Just 3 kicks. Danaher short to Hamilton. The Bombers are holding up very well as the Demons apply the pressure. Hamilton, centre wing. Cransberg, White uses his bat to go for a ride. Flood. Anderson. Loves to find some space and on that left foot. Steins and Grenvold, a great mark by the little fellow. And plays on to O'Donnell, who takes a chance and takes on Lovell and then goes short to Plain, who couldn't take it. Dersma and Antrobus with Madden. And a ball in, and well played Dersma.
And well played also by Flintoff. It was a 2-on-1 situation, and Flintoff threw himself into the pack, just got a fist to it, and it was well done by the Demons then because they were outnumbered 5-2.
Oh, desperation stakes that was. Terrific play, as Don said, by the Melbourne defence. Over the back, there's a pack of players in there after it, and Melbourne will want to clear this out quickly. They wouldn't want Essendon to score the next goal. At the moment, the margin is 13 points. The two umpires tonight, Dennis Rich and Peter Carey, two very experienced umpires. Oh, there's a Plain throwing the ball to ground. Players pouncing on top of it. Brett Lovett is there. And Plain. Also the youngster in Burns, number 40. Bradley Plain, one of the few players in league football that wears a long-sleeve Guernsey. There's Madden trying to tap it down. I didn't see his signals then, Don. Hand pass comes out wide. Flintoff to Ricky Jackson. Jackson's gone short to the centre of the ground. Howard's overrun it. There's Hamilton tapping it onto O'Donnell, smothered off his boot. Oh, that was strong play by Ricky Jackson. Hamilton back after it again. Over to Watson. The Bombers go forward to Antrobus. Back it comes to Big Salmon. A poor hand pass, but Flood's there to lend a hand. Over the top to Cransberg. Cransberg lets fly with a booming torpedo putt. Oh, what a kick. That's a goal.
Well, the Bombers have their biggest margin in the game, 8-7 to 5-6. Cransberg bringing the house down with that long goal. Howard. Lovell. Lyon. Quick handball by Beveridge, but to nobody. Watson. Izard. Goes wide. And he's got Cransberg, who's been busy and effective. Not that time. Well, Newport missed it. Watson. Short, but not good. Stretch misses it. The Demons have made 2 mistakes. Madden, left foot, looks good, but Grinter back.
Gee, those 2 mistakes, one by Newport on centre wing, the other by Stretch in the centre of the ground. They're not mistakes that show a team playing with confidence.
So Grinter, as the Demons are under fire, to Lovett.
Spalding coming on, off, Ops going on.
It sits for Yates. Clever, well done to Newport. He's got Stretch running. And this is what Stephen likes to do if he can get some space. But the Bombers were there. It was Watson, the captain, to Izard. Only as far as White. It's been played at a frantic pace.
It certainly is, Bruce, and White is trying very, very hard down there in defence. Here's the short one. That is from Stretch to Jackson. Further afield it goes. This is Andy Lovell. That's intelligent play by Lovell to centre the ball to Clark. He could have blazed away from the boundary line, but that is team football. Stephen Clark will be trying his heart out to kick this one. He's had 2 and 8, 2 marks. That's 8 kicks, in fact, and 3 handballs. Here's the kick from 35 metres. It drifts away, and they need goals. And Stephen Clark has missed. So that's bad luck with the Demons. 5-7, plays 8-8, 3 goals, 1 still the margin. That's 19 points.
They've missed a couple in this term, Spalding and Clark. Danaher with a long one. Manning underneath. Lovett missed it. Advantage played. And it goes to Anderson with a long one to full forward. Salmon. What rebound.
And Essendon made another change with Burns going off, Karen Spawn coming on, and Newport's going off for Melbourne. And Eichel coming on, and a good mark there by Salmon. They got the ball just down to their forward line very quickly, Essendon, on that occasion.
Well, the big man's kicked 1 already. And if he boots this, the margin will be 25 points. Familiar drop punt, and it's a great kick. It's straight through.
$25 points the margin. Steve O'Dwyer back on the ground. There's Steve Clark with a quick kick towards half forward. They need goals and they need them badly. Sock it off the ground towards centre half forward. Now there's 2-on-1 here. A big chance for Melbourne. This is Eichel swinging onto the left foot, hooking it back. They need someone to take a mark. Oh, good play that by Hamilton to get back there. Courageous play because he could have been unloaded, and that's good defensive work by the Bombers.
And also good play by Danaher too.
Bit of a wasted kick that by Eichel. Steve Newport, I'm sure he's been taken off for dropping that sitter of a mark a moment ago.
Also David Flood's been getting away from him too.
It's in that forward pocket. Lyon trying to tap it down. Here's a chance for Ricky Jackson. Throws it to the ground. He's got enough pace to get away and go for a hand pass. Oh, that was a free kick against Steve Clark and Andrew Manning. No doubt about that one. The umpire on the scene. Manning. Pretty deep in the back pocket. Essendon have been pretty impressive since halfway through that first quarter. There's the big fist away by Sean White to put it over the line at half forward for the Demons,
who need a couple of quick goals at 5-7 to 9-8. They led 3-4 to no score in the first term. But since then, it's been all Essendon. They've come back like they did against Fitzroy last week. Madden wins a tap. Yates. Beveridge round his body. High one. Clark and Izzard. Oh, Izzard does it easily. To Watson. The captain on his left foot. Spawn gets rid of Stretch and gives away a free kick. Stretch, who we thought might have had his nose broken in the first quarter. See Spawn in his back. Now Stretch towards centre half forward. Eichel. White. He's up in attack. And he gives away a free kick.
And Sean White has been moved down to the forward line, coming from centre half back.
Gee, Hamilton's played a game. Just 7 kicks. But he has played a magnificent game in defence. He's got Watson short if he wants him. Decides to go long. Cransberg's there. So's Manning. Playing. Quick kick. Only as far as Grinter. And Grinter from half-back for the Demons.
And Lyon now at centre-half-back for Melbourne.
Grinter, every time he gets it, there's a... Well, that could be 50 metres against Antrobus to Gary Lyon, who bumped into Antrobus, and then Antrobus tripped him up. And this will take him nearly down to the 50-metre line. In fact, he'll kick from 60.
He can kick a footy too.
Yes, I don't think I'd back him here, but he can certainly kick a long way. Good to see him back in that Melbourne side. He had serious groin problems. And he's a very talented... Oh, look at that kick, Bruce. You might have nominated it. A great kick. Was that touch right on the line? A 60-metre torpedo punt that was touched on the line. A beautiful kick.
There's nothing better when you get onto a torpedo as a Peter, but you wouldn't really know about that, having been the exponent of the drop punt.
Well, I remember your long kicks many years ago, Don. They travelled all of 30.
Oh, look at that kick.
By Danaher, it is a screaming kick to the centre. Anderson. Stretch with him. Free kick against Stretch. And the Demons don't like it. So Anderson from the centre goes long and wide to Plain. Lovett got in his row, but it sits for Plain. He's got Antrobus. He draws Lovett. Lovett's got him. Antrobus. Steins. Plain, he missed the body, Antrobus. Steins with him. The Demons did it well. Bad luck there for Beveridge, but gee, Steins worked hard there.
And Burns just about to come on for Essendon yet again. I think it's Antrobus who may come off.
Well, some desperate play there by Melbourne. They only trail by 4 goals. Modern day football, that's not a lot. There's plenty of time for them to come back, but Essendon have played very, very well since halfway through that first quarter when they were blitzed early. At one stage it was 3 goals 4 to nothing in that first quarter in favour of Melbourne. The ball at centre wing, thumped the ground. O'Donnell to Anderson. Here come the Bombers again. Anderson lets fly with a long kick, but he's hooked it. All those left footers, they know how to do that, Don, and it's gone out of bounds.
Tony Antrobus on the interchange bench. I reckon he changed his mind there, Anderson. I think he was going to go for a drop punt. In the last minute he changed to the talk. And that was the result. Salmon, who's had a good match against O'Dwyer, who's been a bit disappointing tonight. First up, though, Beveridge. Not effective high. Flintoff and long. And a good mark by Flintoff. He did it well. He's very good at holding position, David Flintoff. It's a lot of courage. But he's deep in the back pocket, and that's not where Melbourne want to be. Drop punt. Madden on his own. And the big men for Essendon taking charge at the moment. So Madden from half forward. Short to the pocket. Cransberg. Line over the back. And again a ball in.
Good move by John Northey to move line because he was doing nothing down forward. There's Terry Danaher, still looking a bit groggy. Went down with a very hard knock in the first quarter as he flew for a mark and landed very, very heavily. Knocked the stuffing right out of him. There's Manning. I know Kevin Sheedy's got a very high opinion of Andrew Manning, Don.
He is a real goer. He came back after breaking his leg last year, and that was a tremendous effort to get back into the team for the finals. Let's hope that he continues on.
Well, a bit of humour there between Manning and Graham Yates. Steins has battled manfully tonight. It was Flintoff to centre wing. Hobbs was the flyer. Wilson, we haven't seen much of Wilson this quarter. It's tapped on towards half forward. Oh, again, Steins did the heavy work. That's Obst again, but it's taken away by Anderson. Anderson to full forward. A good mark by Steve O'Dwyer. A courageous mark and a strong mark. Gets it further afield to Lyon. Lyon goes wide and he finds stretch.
On the 50-metre line. It's got Leeds coming left, right and centre. Keeps it wide. Beveridge knocked away from him by Watson. Long handball by Lovett. Will it sit for Grinter? He crashes through but gets tackled quickly from behind. The Bombers are everywhere. Werner twists and turns and gives Spawn some hope. Off the ground. It's a tricky one. Well done by Rowe. Drop punt wide. Walsh and Dursma, and Obst, I should say. Grenvold and Jackson. Grenvold scoops it to Izzard. Izzard falls over. Eludes a couple of tackles. To Anderson. Long kick to half forward. Steins will take it on his chest. The Demons have got to get something to work. Goes wide. Finds Beveridge in the centre square. Looks for some leads. Again goes wide. No, goes down to centre half forward to Wilson. Cleverly done by O'Donnell. Good handball by Manning. O'Donnell. Hip and shoulder by Beveridge. Spawn's got stretch. And it'll be a ball up, and Essendon's tackling has been ferocious all night.
And the umpiring has been outstanding tonight. Dennis Rich and Peter Carey, experienced umpires, and they're not playing the ticky-touch with free kicks. They're letting the game flow, and it's a good spectacle. 4 goals the difference. The Bombers in front. That's Cransberg, a quick kick to the danger man Long. Every time he touches it, something exciting happens. Look at that short pass. Beautiful play by Long to Salmon. Salmon kicks it quickly to full forward, and a good lead. A very good lead. And a good mark right out of centre half forward by Werner. And he's a very quick player as we look at this in replay.
And things don't look good for the Melbourne side. Essendon getting in front and they're winning the ball.
Werner recruited from South Australia. Started on the interchange. He's only had one kick. A very promising young player, though. He'll have to kick from just about right on the 50-metre line. Oh, nice-looking drop punt. That is a beautiful kick. It's a goal.
So the Bombers by 5 goals, 13,383 here tonight. And they'll see Madden handball out of the centre to O'Donnell. With a quick kick. It's one-way traffic. And a very good mark taken by young Adrian Burns, who looks a bit like Andropus, actually. But he can really play, this fellow. Looked very impressive in the first 20 minutes. Sat on the interchange in the second quarter. Takes it on his chest. So will he put Essendon 6 straight goals in front just before three-quarter time? Drop punt. It's a great kick. It's through. So what a debut by 18-year-old Adrian Burns.
As we see the score there, Essendon 11-8-74, the Bombers 5-8-38, and Adrian Burns, who came on and replaced his look-alike, Tony Andropus, a good kick, and Steins just upset at the critical moment. Could have played a finger to that ball, but just upset. Well done by the Essendon player.
Impressive display this by Essendon to come from 22 points down early in the game, and look at them, they're still pressing it forward through Cransberg. Over to O'Donnell, a quick kick to the half-forward line. No door, strong play that was by Burns. Great play for a young player. Over to Kieran Spawn, he turns around and hooks a goal. Will it be a mark to Salmon? It won't. He valiantly, oh, it's still in play in fact. Sean White's now back in defence. Melbourne making a ring of changes. Here's David Flood tackled. That'll be holding the ball, I would think. And it is.
And Rodney Grinter, Sean White's replacement, is now playing at full forward for Melbourne.
Well, they've been badly beaten down the forward line tonight. They've tried everything.
It's a very small forward line when you look at it. Beveridge, Clark and Grinter.
Well, they've tried resting the ruckman there. That didn't work. They've tried everyone down there. And the Bomber defence has been far too good tonight. This is Manning. Good, strong, determined play. Also by Grenvold. A quick hand pass to Long. Oh, look at the way he got out of that. Good play to Anderson. Anderson kicks around the corner. Here's pressure on Melbourne again. Oh! Brilliant mark by Werner in front of goal. And Kevin Sheedy is a very happy man. And there's a goal. Great play by the Bombers. What a quarter. They've moved on to 12-8 to 5-8, so they lead by 7 goals.
Well, the problem's not on Melbourne's forward line. It's around the centre of the ground. Essendon winning the ball very well and able to get it down to their forward line very quickly. It was good play by Werner, who quickly got it across.
So the Demons are 7 goals behind. You wouldn't have read about it early on. It's been all Essendon. And there's a free kick going to the Bombers. An extra player in the centre square.
Andrew Obbs coming in.
So
You
Madden.
can't come in when the umpire's ready to bounce.
Absolutely. Correct. Can't come in when the umpire's going to bounce the ball. Rowe. Everything going wrong for Melbourne. They're shell-shocked. Steins to Wilson, who takes the mark. The siren will beat this Melbourne attack. And there it goes. And at three-quarter time, Essendon leads 12 goals, 80 to Melbourne, 5-8-38. Well, since halfway through that first quarter, the Bombers have kicked 12-8 to 2-4, and they lead 12-8 to 5-8. It's 80-38. Magnificent third quarter by Essendon, kicking 6 goals, 2, and Melbourne managed just 1 goal, 3. John Northey in his 5th season with the Demons, and he wouldn't be very happy right now. But hopefully Neil Fraser will be happy in the next tie of the Davis Cup. It's Australia versus New Zealand, the Davis Cup by NEC, live around Australia, March 30 and 31 on 7 Sports from the Milton Courts in Brisbane, as we join Michael Roberts and Ian Robertson after that third term.
A pretty disappointed Demon camp and a pretty vocal John Northey at three-quarter time. He said that they were totally outplayed around the packs out of the centre. Before the game, he had man-on-man written up on the board. They were very loose in that quarter, and also they're not going to win the ball by chasing jumpers. He wants them to attack the ball in this last quarter.
Tim Watson was the encourager at three-quarter time, Michael, asking the players to really persevere, try as hard as they can to get the first 2 goals in this last quarter.
Well, if they get the first couple in, it'll be shut the gate, all right, if it's not now. There's 7 goals the difference in this game. Melbourne and Essendon kicks pretty even still, but a big difference in the handballs.
Well, Essendon have really taken over the game, and they've got that flow-on game going, and they're going with that long hand pass out wide, creating the loose man, 80-49. Look at that. Nothing in the marking department, and free kicks. Tackling is even up a little bit as well, but hit out 7 in favour, well, 5 in fact in favour of the Bombers.
Start of the final term, semi-final of the Foster's Cup. Winner goes through to the grand final on Saturday week. For the loser, $10,000, and they wait to the first match on the 31st. Madden, as the Bombers are in attack. Quick left foot. Werner, almost. He's kicked 2 already. Will this be 3 round his body? It's not a bad attempt, but it's a behind. And he really has given them some spark, Michael Werner, from halfway through that 3rd term.
Got a lot of talent, Michael Werner. He showed a good turn of speed then against Sean White, who's a very quick player himself.
Love it. With the kick in. Can Melbourne get their act together? Love it in the back of Werner. No free kick. Werner over the top of it. Now with Burns, who's been very impressive. A great kick. Just misses. And what a debut by this 18-year-old.
2 goals, 2, and he has been on interchange, so that's not a bad effort at all.
Well, they are starting to get some very good young players in that Essendon club. There's Lovett, marking in half-back. Very talented player, Brett Lovett. Hasn't been dominant tonight, but he's tried very hard. Oh, there's O'Donnell. A very crude tackle that by Gary Lyon. Now playing in defence, of course. O'Donnell. Very underrated player, Gary O'Donnell. A beautiful kick to Bradley Plain, who was marked at the 50-metre line. Oh, it's gone the little chip pass. Will it come off? It won't. Kicked it a little bit too high, and it moves slowly towards his teammate. There's Kransberg to Anderson. Anderson, a hand pass over the head. Steins gets it towards Sean White. White has been used all over the ground tonight. Watson trying to take the mark at half forward for Essendon, couldn't do so. The Bomber fans very happy with this performance tonight. They could be in for a good season, Essendon.
12-10, 5-8. Salmon and Steins. Sharp well by Clark, who's been a bit disappointing after a good start. Ducked his head and got a free kick. Anderson over the top of him. Uses Steins. And Big Jim from centre wing. Hamilton with Grenville. Out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in.
Well, Hamilton's playing with a lot of confidence then. He left Grinter about 10 yards behind and led him to the ball.
So Salmon opposed to Howard. Salmon much too tall, wins it clearly. Grenville keeps it into Izar. A little left footer. Clark. Quick kick. Beveridge couldn't quite get to it, and again it'll be a throw in a bit closer to Melbourne's goal, about 25 metres away, and they need about 2 or 3 quick goals in a hurry.
Well, their forward line has been very disappointing tonight, Melbourne, after that great start. The Bombers tightened up, played very strong defensive football. There's Paul Salmon, all 6'9" of him. Antrobus has come on and flood off. It's still in that forward pocket area. It's holding the man decision. It will go the way of the Bombers to Izar. Now he immediately plays on and kicks it out of bounds on the full. So that'll be a kick out there to Melbourne. Greg Anderson taking the mark. It looks like David Flintoff about to take this. It is. Former Hawthorn player. Played a couple of seasons in the reserves. Must have been 3 or 4 seasons, actually.
And also went off to Central Districts, and Melbourne recruited him from the Central Districts in South Australia.
The kick is up to the pocket. Punched away by Salmon. Here's a chance for Beveridge. Oh, that was clever, but he's caught. Gets in the hand pass. Obst onto the left foot. Umpire calls play on as Andrew Obst sets sail for home and puts it through for a behind. And Brucey's father was a very good player in South Australia.
Trevor Obst, who played as a rover in the back pocket, and his uncle Peter Obst, who's only had 2 kicks tonight, was a star in Port Adelaide's grand final win last year. Look at that kick by Danaher. Right up to the centre. Handball by Long was very good to O'Donnell. to Cransberg. White, will it sit? Did it well on the half volley. Then charges forward, get a free kick. Then gives Burns something to go on with. Now he'll go wide. Steins couldn't take it. Salmon chipped in. Yates. O'Dwyer fell over behind him. Yates with a high one. Stretch. Then Spawn. Spawn did pretty well there. Ishall with him. Still Spawn. And that's typical of Melbourne's play tonight. They've gone wide and lost possession as Dersmar's getting ready to come back on. Trouble at the moment, Don, there just doesn't seem to be anyone in the team that can kick a goal for them.
Well, they're running second, Bruce, and when you run second, you do look bad. And Melbourne are very indirect, as you mentioned, and running second, all they're doing is chasing jumpers. There's just no direction. But one man who is battling hard is Steins.
I'd be tempted to put Wilson up on the forward line. He can kick a goal. At the moment, they've got no one down there who looks like it. Obst. He's a very clever player, Wilson. Drifted out of the game in the third quarter after a good first half. Andrew Obst from half forward, up in front of goal, punched away by Anthony Danaher to Watson. That's good defensive play, and they get it out of defence far too easily. Now just a touch of the fumbles allows Clark to come in after it. Now the umpire's found a free kick to go Melbourne's way. A bit of a ticky touch would won that one, but Beveridge will take it from 45 metres directly in front, and to say goals are badly needed would be an understatement.
And Grinter coming off for Melbourne. Dersmar, his replacement.
Luke Beveridge kicks for goal for his second. He's hooked it slightly now. Did it sneak in? No, it missed. So it's not their night, Melbourne.
And Bradley Plain, I thought Plain was not a bad player for Essendon. He's being replaced by Philandia.
But I think the way the interchange is used today, Don, I think you can still be a good player and still have a rest on the bench at times.
And Lyon's gone to the forward line for Melbourne.
Danaher's kick only as far as Howard, off the side of the boot. Still got about 55 metres with it. John Howard, 19-year-old, towards the goal square. And it's all Essendon and Hamilton, who's been one of the best tonight. He's really done the job. Short drop punt, wants Anderson. Flintoff, Izard, still Flintoff. Couldn't get it away. Quick kick by O'Donnell. Yates, Steins shepherds. Yates will get back. Steins did well to hold Burns out, and then Burns gives away a free kick. So Yates from centre wing, who started on the interchange bench. This is his 11th kick, so he's been busy. Not all that effective though. Salmon, and he's too big and too strong and too tall, and he takes an easy mark. Plays on quickly.
Salmon could really develop into a top ruckman. This is Manning. Well, he already is a good ruckman, but they'll be used more this year, I would think. There's Watson. Hand pass was intended for Anderson. This is O'Dwyer. Quick hand pass finds Beveridge. Beveridge coming straight down the centre of the ground. O'Donnell is the flyer at the back. Oh, it's taken away beautifully by Howard. Howard goes for home. The left foot kick. Hit the post. So nothing going right for the Demons at the moment when goals are badly needed.
The problem is, Peter, we mentioned it earlier, they're not winning the ball in the centre of the ground, Melbourne.
Danaher to Hamilton. Geez, a great kick. And Hamilton's got Antrobus and he's got a panic. To full forward. And Philandia takes a screamer. She showed some courage there, the little fellow. Quick handball to Long. Not good, but Long so clever. Misses one. Takes another on. And has he kicked the goal? No, he hasn't. Overdid it. Unbelievable. Why he kicked the left foot check side from there, nobody will ever know. Don, you're scratching your head.
He might have been scratching his head. Oh, look at the fly by Manning. What a brilliant mark.
Did he put his hands in the back, though, when he went up?
I don't think he did that time. That was a brilliant mark. Look at that.
Look, he did, but it was his own man.
Well, you'd have to pay that anyway, but the kick towards half forward, that's a free kick to Melbourne. That's straight in the centre of the back.
Every Essendon player is playing with confidence.
Are they ever? And I think they're appreciating the dry conditions. They played 2 games in the wet, Essendon. They're a very good side under dry weather conditions. This is Anderson, almost caught. Swings onto the left foot. Up towards half forward again. almost a mark to Burns. The Bombers charge in after again. This is Grenvold, caught with the ball. Held to him, said the umpire. And umpire Dennis Rich will bounce 50 metres out from the Essendon goal.
Tough little nut, Grenvold. 12-10, 5-11. Winner to play, the winner of Carlton and North Melbourne in the final. And right now it looks like it's the Bombers. Over the top long. Philandia, it sits. Will he go? Drop punt. Yes, he does.
The margin has moved on to 47 points. Now, who would have thought that in the first quarter when they led the Demons by 3-4, which is 22 points. That was around the neck decision there to Steve Clark. Clark, a wobbly kick towards the half-forward line. Howard in front at the back. There's a very experienced Anthony Danaher. And he's a cool customer as he brings it to the centre of the ground. He finds Spawn. The Bombers doing as they like at the moment. This might be well, that could have been a free kick. Umpire pays advantage to Antrobus. Antrobus a high one towards the half-forward line. Let's see who can take the mark. It's a very good mark taken by Manning. He's been a fine acquisition after coming from St Kilda. He's had 10 and 7, 10 kicks and 7 handballs. Gets all the hard ones. He'll have to kick from 55 metres, so if he kicks a drop punt, the distance would be a doubt. He lays into it. It's not a bad kick up to the square. Up they go. Oh, did that bounce through? Oh, they're doing everything right, Essendon. Well, they've moved on to 14-10 to Melbourne 5-11. This is a hiding now, and what a lucky bounce that was.
Andrew Manning, a fascinating play. He had big raps as a seconds player down at St Kilda, but just could not bridge the gap between firsts and seconds when playing there. Went back up the country, but he really has built himself up now, and he's got a lot of confidence, and he is proving to be a good player.
Well, they've kicked 14 of the last 16 goals, the Bombers. It really has been one-way traffic in the last 2 quarters of this game. Watson, who has grown with confidence throughout, to Manning, who's played a great game. Almost a big mark to the Bombers. Rowe, wide, Stretch, Spawn with him, and Stretch takes the mark. He's got Steins wide, or Dwyer, and that's the way he's going. Over the back, Madden, and the veteran takes a beauty. Short to Antrobus, who's had 10 kicks and 7 handballs. And has showed Kevin Sheedy made the right decision to play him. Werner, almost. Clark, Eichel, Grenvold got him late. Lovett, Obst, couldn't take it. Good take by Howard to Flintoff. Beveridge, Howard, still under pressure. Flintoff, Howard, Antrobus, and the Bombers are relentless. They will not give Melbourne an inch.
Also, you can see the trouble that Melbourne are in. They're handball happy. They were good against Footscray when it was one handball and a long kick. They were good early in this game when it was one handball and a long kick. Now, they're just playing their normal style.
There must have been about 20 players around that bounce then, all eager to get in and get a kick. Ah, good play by the youngster there, Philandia, as he gets a hand pass further afield. This is Steins, who has battled his heart out all night. Oh, look at that! The hands were on the shoulder that time. Was that Manning again?
It was.
Or was it Werner?
Manning.
It was Manning. The hands on the shoulder. The umpire didn't play that one. The crowd not happy as the kick comes up towards half forward for the Demons. Oh, look at Madden doing the roving, Simon Madden. The kick to the centre of the ground. Finds Antrobus. The Bombers looking very, very good tonight. Antrobus to half forward. Salmon from behind. This is Beveridge. Grabbed by Long. Over it goes to Stretch, the loose ball. Stretch to the half forward line. This is where they've fallen down. And once again, Anthony Danaher there to give it to Izard.
Izard from half back to Spawn. The Bombers are running. They've got players everywhere. Spawn towards full forward. Werner took off early. No free kick. Yates will concede it behind gladly.
I agree with you, Bruce. That should have been a free kick.
Took off very early. Interfered with his Melbourne opponent.
His Melbourne opponent got underneath and tipped him too.
9 goals the difference. Short to Newport, who's had a quiet one for him. Just 5 kicks and 2 handballs. And not a lot of tackles. Centre wing O'Dwyer. And he'll get a free kick. Big Straub. So O'Dwyer, 3rd kick coming up. Goes short to Beveridge. And not good. That'll sit for Newport. They had a bit of time. Got around Madden. Newport from the centre. But again, not good, and Izzard comfortably takes it. To Danaher, who's been a star. Misses the body of Fox, but he's got time to pick it up and take a bounce. Not clever, but they get away with it. O'Donnell, they've got all day. To Salmon. And this Essendon team is looking great. Salmon short. He had options everywhere. And Philandia, who'd be pretty hungry for the footy, has taken the mark. And he goes short, but it doesn't come off. One too many, and Road chips in.
Yes, well done, Peter Road, former Carlton player. From half-back, finds Steve Clark using his pace. A hand pass to Flintoff. The kick is wide to Jackson now. Let's see what he can do with this one, Ricky Jackson. He straightens up, sets sail for home, kicks it, and I think he's just put it across the face and through for a behind. They can't do a thing right, Don.
Not anything at all, Peter. Not a thing. Melbourne, they're running second. I suppose teams have those nights. I've played in teams like you try, and no matter what you do, you run second the whole time. And
well, it makes
I think
you look slow.
my word, and I think you just dismiss this effort of Melbourne. But then again, Essendon have done exceptionally well.
And they've got some very good players, Essendon, to come back in. Buick is probably their best rover. And also Mark Harvey. So there's plenty of talent.
Mark Thompson,
another very good player. Of course, they've lost Darren Williams. He's retired. So the Bombers can certainly improve his. Ricky Jackson going short to the pocket. Hasn't been a good night for Gary Lyon. He's been well held down there.
Jackson limping slightly after that effort. Lyons had 9 kicks. And Essendon has kicked the last 8 goals in this game. Melbourne kicked the first goal after half-time to get them within 8 points. And since then, the Bombers have kicked 8 without reply. Grenvold, who's a real goer. Yates. Short to Stretch. And he takes the mark. Can the Demons raise a score in this final turn? Lyon. Gee, would have taken that a week ago. Clark. Drop punt towards goal. It looks good. Has it gone through? Yes, it has, I reckon. A goal.
Back to the centre, a belated goal that by the Demons. Been a long time between drinks. Oh, this is Manning again. Crashing his way through the centre. Kicks long. Kransberg up in front. Could he mark it? No, the umpire said it was touched in between those bites of the cherry as the quick kick comes up towards the forward pocket area.
Jamie Dersmer in a lot of trouble behind play.
That was Lyon getting it further field. Or was it Flintoff? It was Flintoff, in fact. Getting it to Eishold. Eishold to half forward. Fisted away. That was by O'Dwyer. Clark is grabbed. This is Philandia. Oh, shuffles it out to Manning.
The game will have to stop, Peter. The stretch is going to come out for Dersmer.
Well, it's actually going on at the moment. As we see Road appealing for the free kick, and he gets it, and the stretcher is coming out. As Don said, he's holding his... Is it his ankle he's holding? And he's in a lot of pain, Jamie Dersmer. He's had a knee reconstruction. I certainly hope it's not the knee again. There's a hand pass coming out to Antrobus from Philandia. The player's going on. I think they should really stop it, although he's very wide. There's the mark. He's dropped an easy mark drop. Kicked away by Steins. He's still battling his heart out, Steins. Grenvold's here. Now it's Watson. Here's danger as it comes out to Anderson, but it's taken from him by Flintoff, and Flintoff brings it around the boundary line. Kicked off the ground there by Izzard. To Spawn, to Philandia, back to Spawn, still going in after it. He's looking for Philandia. Now it's Kieran Spawn again, a free kick given away, and it will go to Sean White.
Surely somebody should tell the umpires there's a stretcher on the ground. Somebody's going to have an accident.
Well, there's Jamie Dersmer and he's in a lot of pain.
Hold it, John. Stretch your
Had
fellas.
some serious injuries,
Stretch
particularly to
up.
the
Oh, sorry,
knees
mate, we couldn't stop.
over the years. Played at Hawthorn.
So the Bombers lead 14-11 to 6-12 as Dersmar's coming off the
He's
ground.
got to go up the right.
95 to 48. So shocking sight there for Jamie Dersmar. Let's hope that it's not as bad as it looks. Being carried from the ground as Rodney Grinter takes his place. And Sean White gets time for a breather, but all eyes on Jamie Dersmar right now. Looked totally accidental, went for a
It's in a lot of pain, Bruce, you can see.
Absolutely.
A lot of pain.
What was? No, the mark's on the line, mate.
So there's a scene with Jamie Dersmar coming off the ground for Melbourne, absolutely screaming in pain. And we're hoping that when he cools down tonight, that knee is not all that bad. But it looks a bad job at this stage. Could be his right knee by the way he was being carried from the field. Sean White with a kick. Melbourne trail 6-12 to 14-11 with about 4.5 minutes to go in this semi-final.
He's already had a knee reconstruction on one of his knees, Jamie. Let's hope this one's not as serious. Kick to centre wing. This is Watson. Oh, that's a beautiful hand pass out wide to put it in front of Michael Long. Let's have a look at the skills of Long. Oh, it just has that handball smothered. Oh, but he gets it again. Gets it out towards Manning. Andrew Manning trying to get around. Love it. Just slips over, gets his quick kick to the ball. Sean White's battled hard all night. Smothered off his boot. Ricky Jackson's got it. At half back. Brings it around the boundary area. A good tackle on Beveridge. That is by Alan Izard. And how's the umpire going to see that? He's going to bounce it, I feel. What's the report on Jamie Dersmar, Michael Roberts?
Yeah, they've taken Jamie straight up the race, holding his right knee in a lot of pain, and they'd assessed it after the game.
Michael Roberts on the boundary line along with Ian Robertson tonight. And a ball in. So the Bombers are charging their way into this grand final of the Foster's Cup. And will it be the Bombers against the Blues or will it be the Bombers against the Kangaroos? We'll find that out on Saturday night. Salmon and Dwyer, body against body. Grenville, very busy. High left footer, hugging the boundary line. Grinter over the back. And again a ball in. Rodney Grinter, who's had a pretty quiet night. He's been on and off the ground a couple of times. Tried him up forward, didn't work there. And now back in defence. So Big O'Dwyer against Cransberg, who kicked a massive goal in that third quarter when they were reigning for the Bombers. Philandia to Izard. Still with Izard. High left footer. Grinter's there with White. Take your pick. And White from the back line goes wide and goes out and finds Jackson, who couldn't take the mark. And that's about the fourth or fifth time tonight a Melbourne player's dropped a fairly comfortable mark.
That's certainly right, Bruce, and Sean White certainly hasn't let them down tonight. Been one of their better players in defence, and lucky they have had him. Here's a chance for Grenville. A lovely tap out that by Salmon. A high floater up towards the forward line. Now who'll it sit for? This is Anthrobus. No, it isn't. It's Burns. As you said earlier, Bruce, the two lookalikes, but this time it was young Burns. He's looked pretty impressive. He and Anthrobus, similar style players. 14-12 to 6-12, so 8 goals the margin. Has been a hiding for the Demons, considering they led by 3-4 early in the game. Anderson has gone short and found Salmon. Salmon onto the left. Oh, that's a free. Oh, no, it's not. The umpire let it go. Could have been a free kick to Anthrobus. Jackson, a quick kick to the centre of the ground. This is Stephen Clark. Tons of pace, Clark. He goes wide with a hand pass to Jackson. Jackson to a leading player up there in Gary Lyon. He's got it. He goes short. Little chip pass and the mark is dropped. Allows Essendon through O'Donnell to come away with the ball. Players pounce on it. Wilson appealing for a free kick, but the umpire will bounce.
Simon Madden coming off, being replaced by Kevin Walsh to the applause of the crowd. He has done well too, Simon Madden, tonight. Alternating between the ruck and full forward.
A couple of old stalwarts from that 1985 Premiership team together there. Jackson round his body. Clark slipped over. Tony Danaher. I don't think he's made a mistake all night. Drop punt wide. Well, he has now. He found Newport. Beveridge Good mark. Running backwards, kept his balance and eye on the ball. Not an easy combination, and no wonder Simon's happy. 32 years of age, 26 league games, 495 goals. What a career he's had. Here's Beveridge, who's just starting his career. From the pocket. Drop punt to the goal square. And a behind. So, still the Demons can't buy a goal. It's 6-13 to 14-12. And the Bombers totally in control of this semi-final as we come into the last minute of the game.
Danaher has developed into one of the finest fullbacks in the game. Certainly his kicking thrills the crowd, particularly on the smaller grounds where you can see them land up around the centre. And that's with drop punt. So he's a very, very long kick. Punched away by Werner. It looks like he was in for a good season. This is Burns. As we said earlier, they've got some fine young players. This is another one. Kransberg. Oh, they've got loose men everywhere. He might know he's going to bomb it away towards goal. The long kick, will it bounce? No, it beats the... doesn't bounce as quickly as he wanted it to, and that allows Gritter to come away out of defence, and he finds Graham Yates.
Yates to Gritter, to centre wing, to Flintoff. Time running out for the Demons as Flintoff kicks the ball to centre half forward, and the Bombers have charged their way into the final. The Bombers 14-12-96 have thrashed Melbourne tonight 6-13-49 and are through to the final of the Foster's Cup. A great performance by Essendon to totally eclipse Melbourne after giving them a start in that first quarter. Have jumped Essendon, but it was all the Bombers in the second half. 14-12-96 to Melbourne 6-13-49. Essendon through to the final of the Foster's Cup. Who will they play? Will it be Carlton or will it be North Melbourne? They're playing on Saturday night in the Foster's Cup second semi-final. Join us on 7 Sports for that one at 8:30 Eastern Time. Carlton against North Melbourne Saturday night. But tonight it was all Essendon. They were very, very impressive. Peter McKenna and Don Scott. Kevin Sheedy must be very happy because the old boys did the job and so did the young ones.
Well, they certainly did. They had strength all over the field, and their backline was absolutely magnificent. Paul Hamilton, Don, and they've worked together as a team. And Salmon's going to make a big difference if they use him in the ruck all year.
Very important that Essendon, the older fellows, play well. It's not the young fellows that really give them the drive. It is the older fellows, and we just mentioned those names, and they really did well tonight. As far as Melbourne are concerned, well, I just think you've got to discount that performance because they don't play as badly as that. We saw how well they did play in the first quarter as we quickly go through the stats, and I think the main difference there is the handballs. And Melbourne, Essendon just won the ball far more.
Well, that just
they
shows
took the ball away from the centre and they kicked the ball long into their forward line, and that was the difference between the sides.
So a great performance there by the Bombers, totally eclipsing Melbourne in that second half and winning by 14-6. We've got a lot to look forward to on 7 Sport over the weekend. Don't forget motor racing on Sunday along with basketball, that big Foster's Cup match on Saturday night, Sports World coming to you on Sunday morning. So on behalf of Ian Robertson, Michael Roberts, Don Scott and Peter McKenna, Bruce McAvaney saying very good night from Fairfield Park. Join us Saturday night for the second semi-final of the Foster's Cup.